I'll move that up to 6E. I'll move that up to 6E.
That's under consent. That's
Uh,
consent.
Yeah, actually, she should do it before that.
Wait, yeah, 'cause you probably shouldn't be voting. Yeah,
Let's move that up to number 4A. Okay, I'll take care of it, put it in front of everything else. Roll call, Jill Menard by Skype from Georgia.
Here.
Michelle Otto,
Here.
Greg Evans here. Melissa Goodbody,
Here.
Lloyd Johnson. Here. Please join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I have one open forum that's been turned in. We're going to move that up to number 4A, right before we approve the agenda. So Evan, would you like to come up on that one?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First off, thank you all for serving. First item I had on there was Minnesota Statute 13D, which is open meeting law. There was a special council meeting last month where Greg Newman's attended by Skype. That meeting, according to the statute, just from discussion here with the city attorney, it looks like it may not have been posted properly. That was November 28th. As well as this evening, if another council member here attends via Skype. Those locations are required to be noticed. So that was item one I wanted to bring up. The other one was about a complaint. There's actually two of them. The first one tonight, that was in the council packet, was regarding a complaint filed by City Clerk Wendy about somebody using some language. And it looked like the recommendation was censure. I would just say that often I've seen complaints not be properly investigated. There was one against Wendy herself for using the F word at one point. And I've often seen it where that people reported as hearing a complaint were ever contacted.
The complaint was investigated and handled by the personnel committee as it was supposed to be.
Right, you're being somewhat vague, but I'm saying often I've seen it where they've not handled it appropriately. There was one time where they actually had a recording of what was said in the other room, and they responded that the complaint was unsubstantiated. So I'd be surprised if that complaint was actually handled appropriately.
It was
Now
handled.
tonight we have the reverse. Wendy filed a complaint against someone else.
The complaint
So I would
was
say that-
handled appropriately, and it's in the minutes of a special meeting as well. I was there with all members of the council present, and it has been handled, so that hasn't been done.
There's no
Finished
information
almost a
on
year and a
there.
half ago. So that has been finished.
Yeah, what I'm kind of bringing up that point is that I would expect if one was handled in a way that I've seen handled before, questionably, that the council would not take the opportunity here to try and poke somebody else.
That's not the issue.
And then so the other issue I had was, there's another issue about a complaint. It's actually kind of hard to bring them up.
Mr. Mayor, if I can use it here, is this part of the open forum request?
It is on that form, it says complaint, but it's not specific.
Okay, I didn't see that. So so it's up to the discretion of the council to, I guess, how broad you want to get here with this open forum request.
What are you specifically asking of it?
I just wanted to bring that point out, that, I would hope that something like this would be handled appropriately the first time, and then not a different way another time.
It has been given due diligence.
Well, that's what you're saying, but again, I've said that I've seen cases where they actually had a recording in another room that proved the complaint They didn't even bother pulling the recording and listening to it.
Evan, the complaint has been given due diligence.
That's what you're
It
saying.
has been closed.
There's
It is
also,
closed as unfounded based on the fact that discipline had already been given. So that's closed. The matter is closed. Okay, so we're not going to bring it up anymore.
what you're saying, it was closed as unfounded because discipline had already been
It was
taken.
closed because discipline had already been imposed, and the complaint was brought again after discipline had already been issued. So it's a closed matter.
See, I wasn't privy that discipline had already been taken.
It has been. That was part of the investigation that came up with it.
And there was another issue where Mayor Humans filed a Office of Administrative Hearings complaint alleging violations of campaign practice against me.
That's not germane to the city. If you want to address that with me offline, you can do that.
Well, you allege that I was putting flyers at a church, but I have a receipt here that shows I was in Plymouth at that time.
Evan, if you have a matter with that, you can address me privately. That's not a matter for the city.
I'd like to ask how you know I was putting flyers at a
Evan, if
church.
you wish to address that privately, I will do so. It's not a matter for the city.
So you're refusing to answer it?
I'm telling you, it's a matter that's private between you and I. It's not a matter for the city. If you wish to address it offline, I will.
Well, the complaint is public on the Office of Administrative Hearings website. I mean, they dismissed it pretty
It's
quickly.
not a matter for the city. Are you
If you
hearing
would've
me on
read-
that? It's
if you would've
not a
read
matter
your
for the
item
city.
B
If
of
you
the-
wish to address it
of
with
the
me privately,
statute.
we can.
You would have seen that,
You're out of order.
you would have seen that it wasn't even applicable.
Evan, you're out of order. That matter is not a matter for the city.
Well, you followed it as mayor. Well, I mean,
Evan, I filed it personally. It's not a matter for the city.
right?
No, it is
Your
not.
office, so.
It's done. I'll talk to you afterwards if you want to address it. Okay, based on the law that was pointed out to us, Jill, you will not be able to place a vote based on not being able to have been noticed with 3 days' notice for Skype as to your location. But you can be a non-voting participant and listen in. Okay, approval of the agenda.
And Mr. Mayor, very safe for the record, just there's a statute in the open meeting law, 13D.02, subdivision 4. So when we have an interactive television situation, which I would consider Skype to be, then the public body, being the city, shall provide notice of any site where a member of the public body will be participating in the meeting by interactive television. And that notice needs to be given, like a special meeting notice, which would be given 3 days before the meeting. So in this case, there was an oversight on that instance.
Okay, and I have an addition to 11F, number 4, County Highway 25 improvements. And then there will be an additional meeting that Michelle has for number 14. Any other additions to the agenda? Motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended. I'll second.
Melissa?
Aye.
Jill? Excuse me, Michelle?
Aye.
I vote aye, Lloyd. Aye. Motion approved, 4-0. Consent agenda, discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll second.
I vote aye. Michelle?
Aye.
Lloyd? Aye. Melissa?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0 to approve the consent agenda. Anything on the council table? And monthly utility adjustments, are those good?
That's the consent agenda.
All right, this time, Andy, would you bring us into a closed session? We got going to a closed session at this time?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of council, pursuant to Minnesota statutes, section 13D.05, subdivision 2B, a public body shall close a meeting for preliminary consideration of charges against an individual subject to the council's authority, which would include staff and members of the council's commissions. And then we have a complaint on the agenda that the subject of the complaint is requesting the meeting be closed for consideration of the matter. And so I would entertain a motion in a second to close the meeting, and I think that should be a brief session, and then we'll reopen for the rest of the meeting. So for the members of the audience, just to, and I think we have a set of area where they're gonna.
For the member of the audience, you can go into the fire barn because it's pretty cold outside.
So we need a motion in a second. then.
Motion to close the meeting,
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
second. I second. I will aye.
Excuse me, Mayor. What's the statutory provision that allows the closure?
And just stated the statutory section 13D.05 subdivision 2B.
Michelle,
Aye.
motion carries 4-0 to go. We stand in